In this video, we're checking out Wi-Fi hacking. What you do is you go to the manual, and in the manual you will find Getting Started as the first tab, and then you have the first steps. Here are all the instructions on how you can hack a Wi-Fi and gain access to the internet. We will also open a terminal, and the terminal will be used to run the commands, and you can see the commands right here. They are actually written in the order that you will use them in the terminal. To explain what these commands are, I will also open a file explorer, and if you go back one step from your home directory and then one step more, you will be in the main directory, and in here you can find the bin folder, and at the bottom of the bin folder you will find the binaries for the commands that we will be running. So here you have Earmon, which is the first command, and so on. So this is where the commands that we will be running can be located. Another thing, well, I will show that soon. So the first thing we do is we will be running Earmon, and this will give us information about the Wi-Fi card that is installed on our computer, as well as if the monitor mode is set to false or true. What you can do is you can go into settings and hardware installation, and here you can see all the components in your computer, and this card right here, or this component, is the Wi-Fi card. You can see that what its name is, which is the same name you see here, as well as if it supports monitor mode, which it does. This means that we will be able to scan the other Wi-Fis and potentially hack their passwords. You cannot do that with cards that do not support monitor mode. You also have the interface name, which is WLAN 0. That means wireless LAN 0 is the number of the card. So we only have one card installed in this computer, which means that that's the 0 right there. One wireless card. Okay, so that's what is going on behind the scenes, and how you use Earmon can be found in network commands in the manual. Here you have them again. Air play, air crack, air play again. Okay, and Earmon. And if you click on these, it will tell you more detailed explanations of how they are actually used, as well as the source code that is actually being run when you use these commands. This can be interesting if you want to potentially create automated Wi-Fi hacking. Okay, so the usage of Earmon is Earmon, and then we need to start the monitor mode in order to capture information on the Wi-Fi's. So let's start, and then we need to select the net interface. Now ETHO stands for Ethernet, while WLAN stands for wireless LAN. So we are interested in the wireless because we are trying to hack a Wi-Fi network. So that's what we're going to start. We're going to start WLAN 0, which is essentially starting the network card in monitor mode so that it can capture the data we want. Now it's set to true, which means that we can move on to the next step, which is IWList. So you just type IWList. You can also see how to use it down here. Again, the net device is something you need to use. If you're not checking out all the commands in the manual, you can just run IWList, and it will tell you the usage as well. So if you want more detailed explanations, you can find that here, but otherwise, sometimes just running the commands is good enough to get the basic information you need in order to start it. So it will actually give you the information on how you should be using it, which is IWList and then wireless LAN 0. We are essentially listing all the networks that are visible from your computer, all the Wi-Fi networks in the area, so to speak. So IWList and then WLAN 0. And here we can see there are 4 Wi-Fi networks in range. And these 4 Wi-Fi networks are actually also displayed up here. You can actually see which Wi-Fi networks are in range right here. Okay, next up we will go back to the first steps, and we will now run the AirPlay command. If we just run AirPlay right here, there's an AirPlay. It will also tell you the usage, which is it wants a BSSID, an ESSID for the network you want to capture information of. You can also find the information here, where it explains how it works, and that you should grab at least 7,000 packages in order to gain enough information about the Wi-Fi so that you can crack its password. What we will be doing is we will try to find the network with the highest amount of signal strength, and that is because that is faster to hack, and it also requires less packages before you have enough data to hack the Wi-Fi. So in order to start capturing this data, we will copy the strongest one. For me it has 66%, and we will run AirPlay again, but this time we will add the BSSID and ESSID. You can also see up here which is what. So these are the BSSIDs, and there's essentially just hexadecimals used to identify which of these networks or identify the networks. And then you have the ESSID, which is the name that the person who set up the network gave the network. So when you set up a Wi-Fi in real life, you would name your Wi-Fi, and then it will also which would be the ESSID, and then it would also have a BSSID to be able to identify it potentially if there are more networks with the same name, for example. Okay, so we will use a B to signify the BSSID. Then we'll just paste in with I paste from copy and paste from the terminal by using Ctrl+Shift+C and then Ctrl+Shift+V. So this is the BSSID, and then we will go back a few steps and remove the power and replace that with the ESSID flag and then the name of the network. And then we just run this AirPlay, and it says that it was started successfully, and now it's grabbing packages. It is recommended here that you grab at least 7,000 packages. I think you will need that for that much for networks with a bit lower power or signal strength. Maybe I don't remember. Maybe 40% or something. So we might not need that much. 5,000 might be enough. Maybe 6,000 to be safe for a network with 66 power. I don't remember. We will have that run for a little while, and then when it has collected enough information about the network, captured enough data, and we will use Ctrl+C to close it, and that will create a cap.file, or maybe it's file.cap. I don't remember. We'll see. And then we can use the information in that file to get the password. I think that's enough. 6,200. So we will stop it. And here we can see a file.cap was created. If we do ls, we can see that there's a file.cap in our home folder now. We can also see this file right here. It's in -home my username file.cap. And this is where we go back to the first steps and we check on the aircrack. So the aircrack command can take the data that was captured by the AirPlay command and figure out what kind of password must have been used in order for the data to look the way it does, pretty much. Or at least that's what it's supposed to simulate. So we run aircrack, and you can autocomplete with tab. And then we just we can either give it the path for the file like this, or we can, since we're already in that folder in the terminal, we can just type file cap. Okay. It cracked the information and was able to find the password for that Wi-Fi. And now we can either use the command in the terminal to connect to the Wi-Fi, which I don't remember at the moment. Maybe it's iwconfig. Yes, so you use iwconfig, the net device, the BSSID, the ESSID name, and then the key, and that will connect you to the Wi-Fi. But there's also another way, which is to go up here and then just click on the Wi-Fi that you have the password for, and that will give you this window where you can just put in the password and connect to that Wi-Fi. That's what we're going to do. We're just going to Control-Shift, copy the name for the password, paste it, and then connect. And now we are connected to that Wi-Fi, and as you can see here, we have internet access, and we can start to search for things and look at websites. Okay, so this is an updated video for how you hack Wi-Fis. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you all in the next video.